Hi, Merry Christmas. Thank you for tuning in to Designs by Michelle. It is December 2016, and I was going to take a moment to show you my holiday home. I have guests coming over this evening and thought, well, it's all lit up. I should take time to show you some of the new things that I've done this year. We're in my living room, dining room currently, and I have placed a mirror upon the floor, which I also painted, by the way, and I just hung these pretty jewels from the mirror, and then this tree that I've done all in silvers and golds, and pretty much so this year my whole entire home's in silver and golds, reflects so beautifully off of the mirror. And that has been a really, seems like one of the favorite features as people come in this year. And of course, I've just left my angel. And then that light, I went to go turn it on and it's off. But I had reupholstered those chairs and painted them, and then put these beautiful pillows and throw, which I know you've seen in the past. And then, as you know, I always like to do my medallion on all of my lamps. And then we'll come in here to the foyer, and I've got Santa greeting everyone at the door. And I just put in these trees, the lights are out, and I just put my own lights in there to illuminate them so they twinkle quite nicely. And I'll show you the front of Santa. This was a wonderful Costco purchase that has just kept me happy for years. And then over here is the 2016 Christmas tree for the Cammermeyers, and all the way up to the top. And my husband battled one of the first big storms of the year to go up the hill and get this tree for me. So I had it ready for my family for Thanksgiving. So he's a little bit of an older tree now, and he's starting to really feel the droop. But you can see just how beautiful all the different ornaments are in it. And again, I've done tutorials, and if you haven't seen one and you like the look of this tree, please refer back to some of my older videos on how to decorate a Christmas tree. This one's starting to tilt a little bit too. See, it's a little worse for wear, but I'll back up. I wanted to give you kind of a close-up. Again, I kind of stuck with, this one's a little bit more predominantly gold than silver, but you can see some silvers in there. Remember to go deep in your tree. I've got stars tucked way in there, and so in these big open boughs, you want to go way deep and put ornaments, because that's what gives your tree such gorgeous depth. And then after the holidays each year, you should always go and find one or two new ornaments at one of your favorite holiday stores when they're on discount, because that is truly what makes opening up all these bins to start decorating so exciting. And then I just put my little table over here with my beautiful angels on the candlesticks. And then if we back up here, this year I've done something a little bit different. I like to shake up my sconces every year, and I simply took the sconces that I've had for every year and I painted them white. I've kind of gone with a more kind of white gray palette, and then I just added these beautiful frosted sprigs and the gilded magnolia leaf, poinsettias, pardon me. And then I put Santa at the top of my stairs. And then I'm going to show you something that's dark right now, but I'll turn on the lights. And then I hung on my mirror just some skates. But over here I have this darling little setup, and I'm going to flick on my lights really quickly. You can see it like that. It looks so pretty as you walk up, but I had repainted all upstairs as well. And there, you get a little bit better view. And I painted and I put on, I kind of distressed in white, and I put on these crystal knobs that I got through Wish. So if anybody ever uses that, these knobs, the handles, as well as the crystal knobs, are all from Wish. And then look at how cute this is. This is just one of those lighted branches. And I put it behind, or I put it down, and I painted some pine cone silver. And then these lanterns, I think they were like Home Depot or maybe Lowe's. And I'm sure a lot of you have them in your house. And this year, I just sprinkled snow on top and made this really snowy, quaint vignette. Like I said, these were in a dark color, but look, I put this it's kind of like a charcoal. It's a deep charcoal, but with the snow and stuff, I love it. And then I did add this grill work on the front of each of the doors. So it feels more like a buffet now, as opposed to one of those unattractive, cabinets at the top of the stairs. And then in my kids' bathroom right here, this looks really sweet. I'll have to turn on some bright lights. Hold on here. There we go. Look at, we just put the cute candlesticks, which I painted in white as well. And I have that darling little tree behind. And then I've hung the snowflakes before, but the reflection, it looks like you have multiple snowflakes hanging. And then, of course, everybody needs a clock because they need to be timely. So I do love that little setup. And I'll take you back downstairs. Pardon me, this is going to be a little bit herky-jerky, but I'll get you down there. And this is from the top of the stairs, looking down into my family room. I turned my dining table, and I set it as if we were like kings of the castle or something. It's kind of ridiculous. I only put 2 chairs at each end, and I love the aesthetic of this. I feel like it is so grand like this. And again, I get it. It's pretty silly, but it just feels like this table goes on for days. And I feel like the way it's situated in the room, it lends itself to being, I don't even know if we would consider it perpendicular or parallel, quite frankly, because it's however you see your room. But anyway, I did a few little place settings this year. I thought that just kind of looked nice and made people feel invited. And then this year I did jewels, and these are garlands that I had from last year, like a beaded garland. And honestly, I think these are dollar store ornaments. And I just added the crystals, and I stole this idea from one of my friends, Deb. I saw she put the crystals at the top of her flameless candles, and I love that look. So I cut up a garland and wrapped it around each of these candles. And this is super simple. I put it on that mirror was actually a mirror to hang on the wall. I just painted it, and there you have my dining room centerpiece. I did place another tree in the corner here because I think that just feels nice and inviting. And some of my very favorite ornaments. This is my Santa tree, and I'll show you. I've got that beautiful ornament. And then I have this one right here too, that I love those. That's a bit of a glare, sorry, Santa. So anyway, and then I'll back up, and I did do that light's gonna be bright for you, my apologies, but you won't be able to see otherwise. On top of my mirror, I just hung a variety of branches, and they're just, a little bit frosted, but not gilded at all. But then I took these ornaments and hung them down. And so they catch the light when the heat kicks on. They catch the light beautifully because they kind of twinkle and glisten. And I just really draped it over and didn't put a lot of energy into that. But again, I absolutely love the aesthetic of that. And then if you can see on that light, I did just wrap they're kind of pearly branches. And it's a really, really pretty setup. I am going to turn off the light just for a minute to see if you can get a better view of that. It gets a little bit dark, but I'll give you the view of the room and just do kind of a panoramic of the room. And then come back this way, back to my tree. And then I think I forgot to show you, this is one thing I want to show you. I'll turn back on my lights. This is going to burn your eyes, sorry. Up there, I did a new Santascape. So each year I try to make it feel like that would be Santa's office or his workshop. And so up at the top of the stairs, if I go all the way up here, you can see my husband very laboriously, but very lovingly drug this full-size chair up for me. So I don't know why that little candle's not lit up yet, but it's Santa's little seating area. There are books on there, and then there is a scroll that I actually just did that on the back of a table runner and put my kids' names. I think you may have seen that before. And then this year, instead of decorating his tree, because I was like, I just want it to feel a little bit more natural. I left his tree undecorated, but again, I put all the wooden figurines up there that look like they're really antiquated, all hand carved, which they are. Either my husband's father and his grandfather carved all of those. So there is a lot of fond memories in those. So here is the family room, or the living room, dining room, Christmas 2016, kind of an aerial view for you. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in to Designs by Michelle. I always appreciate any comments that you have, and hopefully you saw something that you can take away and utilize in your own home. Merry Christmas.